So the problem is that the entire concept and target behind the gun-free zones is it is a good one in sense. The entire concept behind the gun-free zones is a noble one. We are going to remove the potential of violence from places of our most vulnerable. We want to remove it, number one, from our schools because our children attend the schools. So we're going to remove the potential of violence from the school. Hospitals, our elderly are sick. Bars, the drunk people. Concerts, people that are enjoying themselves. So the concept behind it is noble. We're going to remove the potential of violence away. But the step that goes beyond that is now that we've established that this place that we deem there are people that are vulnerable here, or even people that are valuable here, we're going to remove the potential of violence. The issue now becomes is that a person who is of ill intent now can target that place because there is going to be minimal resistance. Because unfortunately we don't have armed guards at our schools. Not all of them. We don't have armed guards at our hospitals, right? We have armed security that generally attends bars, right? Works at bars, which is a good thing. But when you have the general person, the law-abiding citizen, the responsible gun owner, right? The responsible person that carries a gun, when you have those people in these spaces, when those ill-willed people show up, those ill-intent people show up, you pit them against each other. You have a fight now. You have a good guy as they say, right? You have a good guy with a gun and you have a bad guy with a gun. The bad guy with the gun has an idea of what he's here for. The good guy with the gun has an idea of why he carries that gun. Now you pit them against each other. Generally speaking, the person who has that ill will came to that spot in the beginning not to get into a fight. That's the reason they pick those spots. You look at a lot of these manifestos from these mass shooters, and a lot of times they'll tell you the reason that I picked this place is because there's going to be no one here to defend it. There's going to be no one here to stop me. There's going to be no one here to put up a fight, because generally they're chumps. They're not looking for a fight. If that was the case, you'd see more attempted mass shootings at places that are full of guns, like police stations. Why don't we see more mass shootings there? Do we not think that there are enough people in the country that are crazy enough and angry enough at the police to go and try and commit a mass shooting at a police station? We know that there are plenty of people like that exist. But we also know that they understand if I do that and I go there with that intention, what am I going to meet? I'm going to meet resistance naturally. This is why these people pick schools. This is why these people pick hospitals. This is why these people pick concerts. They pick places where there are going to be very low numbers of resistance. There's not going to be much that's going to stop me there. So when we talk about the benefit of gun-free zones, or when we talk about the need for gun-free zones or things like that, I understand the removal of the potential violence. I get it wholeheartedly, but we have to bring into consideration what is it that we are inviting by outwardly advertising that there are no armed, trained people here that are willing to fight back for their lives or the lives of others. So don't come here with that. We don't really advertise that much. And in the places that we do advertise it, we have to remember those are the places that suffer minimally from mass shooters. I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of data right now. There's people saying anywhere from 75 to 95% of all of the mass shootings in the country since we implemented gun-free zones back in 92, 93. Since that implication, where have all the mass shootings been? Some say as low as 75% of them are in these gun-free zones. Some say as high as 95% of mass shootings are in gun-free zones. Whichever number you pick, whether you're on the low end or the high end, it doesn't really matter. That kind of should be able to tell us that Maybe not necessarily that we need to get rid of the gun-free zone, but we definitely need to change how we police these zones, because if there are absolutely no guns there at all to defend it, we're asking for someone to come in and do what they want because there's going to be no one there. And generally, again, we see this because when a school shooting takes place, we have to wait for people with guns, good guys with guns, to travel to us and get there before the mass shooter is stopped. So we needed guns in the school anyway to prevent that. To stop, not prevent it, to stop that mass shooter, we needed guns to come into the school to get that person. Food for thought.